What is going on YouTube? Team Gradelock here. I'm your host Enrico. Like I say to all my wonderful fans world, this is just miss you, love you. Now here we got a deck profile with Mama John.
Hi everyone.
So far it's been a year for Mama John. He's been day 2ing every event at Boucher Road. He day 2'd at Air International with a meme deck. And now he got top 8 recently in Albany. Mama John, if you know him, he's been playing Congo his whole life. He recently has been playing Night Rose, but now he skipped Night Rose to play like regulars, and now he's going to break down his top 8 deck profile as much as he can, and he's going to tell us how was his match in Albany.
Yeah.
First, is the guy top 8 match.
So as you guys know, Albany happened about a week ago. It was like something like 350 players, 360 players. And yeah, I managed to take top 8. I managed to take 7th place with this Bladewing deck. So I guess I'll show you guys my deck, the things I did, why I did it, and all that good stuff. I'll start out with a starter, go with grade 3s, and then I'll work my way from here. Starter is Deranged Singular. Ability Darkness, non-GB. When it boosts, it gets plus 2k power, so it's a 7k in the early game. So really good if you need to make magic numbers and while you're soul charging. Its other ability, though, is why we play it. It's when you stride, you can put this in all other grade 1 or greater rearguards into soul, and you get to draw 2 cards. So if you, it rewards you for going in early aggro, and then it nets you 2 cards, and then it helps you fill soul and draw resources for your Sullivan turns. Sorry, to guard easier with Sullivan. Pretty self-explanatory. The linchpin of the deck, we play 4 Bladewing Sullivans. This card is freaking amazing. Its ability is continuous as long as you have 15 cards in your soul. Every card that you guard with gets 10k shield, even your grade 3s, even your perfect guards, everything. You guard with a 10k, it's a 31k shield. But at the end of the battle, if you have less than, if you have 15 or more, you have to soul blast 2. So that effect is continuous. So you can multi-attack this and you can soul blast it out. But the way Dark Regulars play, you just soul charge a butt, build a wall, and say a prayer and hope for the best.
Build a wall!
We play one Shaharet, new Shaharet. Really good because in certain matchups, you want to use him for his Darkness GB2 effect. His first effect is on stride soul charge 2. Then if you have 4 or more cards of the Darkness ability, you choose one of your rearguards, choose your opponent's rearguards and retire it. And then its secondary effect is why we use it. It's Darkness on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle. When it attacks, +5, and is a Silent Hom, which means no grade 0s. So you particularly want to use this in the mirror match, because you swing with this first, get a bunch of stand triggers, put it on him again, and they can't guard with their 0s, which is what Bladewings normally save up for. Which is why we play him. We play...
Whoa. Only 5 grade 3s?
Yeah, only 5 grade 3s.
Explain.
So, most cases in Vanguard, I see a lot of people playing 7 grade 3s, and in some cases it's fine, but in this particular deck, you always want to be on Sullivan, and only on Sullivan. So you try and opt for you only, so that way if you have to G-assist, when you G-assist, you only have to G-assist into him, or you only have to draw into him. That way you always write him. You don't have to write anything else. But then, you know, my luck, I have to write him, because that's my luck. I call it Night Rose logic. We play 4 Bladewing Psychs. Ability is when it's in Soul, Soul Blast 2. So if you guys know what Dimension Creeper is, he's a Dimension Creeper for Bladewings. And then his other effect is when he's placed on Rearguard Circle. If you have a Bladewing Vanguard, Soul Charge 1. So helps build Soul very quickly. And yeah, that's about it. 4 Demented Executioner. This card is freaking amazing. I don't care what anyone says. Ability is when placed on Rearguard Circle, check top 7 for Darkness. So it helps you search for everything that you need in the early game. Your Were-Tigers, your Assassins, random Darkness cards to help build Soul. And then his other effect is Counterblast 1. Gains +2 when there are 6 or more, and then 10 or more, he gets +3. So if you keep soul charging and keep doing what the deck naturally does, he becomes a free 14k attacker. 4 of the main homegirl, Flying Librarian. Super clutch card, ability, counterblast 1, soul charge 2. If you have 6 or more, you draw a card. Then if you have 10 or more, you countercharge 1. You help her, you use her to build soul, gain resources, and draw a ton of cards. And you get the countercharge off her, which is good.
It's only 8k.
Only 8k, but it doesn't matter, because your stuff gets big. 4 of one of the most ridiculous cards in the deck. 4 Were-Tiger Jaeger.
Why is it ridiculous?
Because when it's put into soul through any means, soul charge, Demented Executioner's effect, if it's on the board and it manages to goes into the soul for whatever reason, you can counterblast 1 and you can draw a card. Non-GB. Other effects, soul, Darkness, you can counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand. Soul Charge 1. Then if you have 10 or more in your soul, you get to bounce this card back to your hand. And then its other ability, its third ability, yes guys, it has 3 abilities. It is on hand, in hand. If you have 2 or more cards of the Darkness ability in your soul, he's a pitch for strike.
Not fair.
Too good.
Not fair.
Then we play 2 regular pitch for strides, because you like striding. And also this helps search out for your Shaharits when you need to. If you have like a Dead Sullivan in your hand, you call this to Rearguard Circle, search out for your Shaharit, your one of, and then call it. And then if they kill it, then if you have another one in hand, you can just call another one down, reveal another Dead Sullivan, and then grab your Grade 3 again. So it helps recycle the one of Shaharit, and it's a free pitch for stride. 4-dimension creeper, self-explanatory. While it's in soul, soul blast it out, soul charge 2. So it helps build on particular power push turns and just helps build soul. And helps initiate darkness when you need darkness to initiate. 2 Succubus of Avarice. She only 2 PGs, yes guys, only 2 perfect guards. The reason why is 1, she's a regular PG, does PG stuff. Other effect is Soul Darkness. Soul Darkness, you can kill a grade 1 or less card on your board, and if she's in the soul, you bounce her back to your hand. So what you do is you naturally play the deck as it is. You're soul blasting a lot, you're putting a lot of cards back in deck, you're recycling these PGs, and if you play the deck progressively well, you just naturally get these back to your hand, either through her being in soul or just drawing into her. Alright, on to grade 0s. 4 of the most stupid card in the entire deck, Enigmatic Assassin.
It's only a common.
It's only a common! Effect, Darkness, at the beginning of the attack step, which means before you attack, before anything happens, pop her out of soul. She gets +5 if you have 10. Then if you have 15, she gets another. She gets +5 when you have 10. Then you have 15 or more, she gets +10. So she is.
Pretty sure it's a key.
Shh, quiet.
Check the chest.
No, no, quiet you.
Half an hour, guys. Don't
Confusing. Maybe confirmed. Maybe not confirmed. Anywho,
check the lore.
It's a trap.
it's a trap. Good because 20k attacker by itself, 20k booster by itself. Power push turns, 30k attacker, 33k attacker, just a ridiculous attacker, and because they're all, if you shove them all into soul, if you play it right, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 30k plus attacks in one turn, which is dumb. That's Vanguard, good card. Alright, on to triggers. 4 Kitty Cat, Cycling PG.
What's it do? What's it do?
Put it back to deck, Soul Charge 1. If you have 6 or more, you unflip a card in your damage zone. Then if you have 10 or more, you draw a card. So, helps initiate darkness, and what is it? Helps you mitigate resources. Good card. 2 of the other cat, because the other cat got lonely, so we need more cats. Affect darkness.
I like the pussy.
Got to like the pussy. If the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets +5 attack and +5 shield. So good because if you're naturally playing the Bladewing deck like it is, if you initiate darkness through like a G Guardian or through his other secondary effect, the other one will become a +5k shield, which is good. And then his other effect is when he at the end of the battle that he guarded, he goes into the soul. So it helps initiate darkness on your turn and helps build soul when you're running low on soul for Sullivan. For Hysteric Shirley, the good one, not the reprint, because this one's a lot better, because this art is amazing. Effect goes into soul and soul charge 1. So it's a draw trigger, because you play draw triggers in this deck and it helps initiate darkness. More darkness. All the edgeness. All the edgelords.
What if you deck out?
You don't deck out in this stuff. You rarely do. 2 of the good draw trigger, loser, because he's a drunken hobo, and we like drunken hobos here. Yeah.
Funny.
Sorry, Henry. And then 4 Vincent, Fighters Collection 1, because we do play the G Guardian, and this, with the effect, goes into soul if you need to build soul. Alright, on to strides.
30 minutes till closing.
1 Sea Breeze, because you need Sea Breeze.
Best stride in the meta.
I can honestly tell you I've won at least 2 games in Albany with Sea Breeze, with Assassin. It's a very good card. I strongly recommend people running it.
It's a great card.
I hope I don't need to explain what it does.
You don't have to.
It does 2 briefings. Okay. This card, Great Demon Soulless Demigouge. This thing is freaking amazing. Okay? Its effect is whenever a card during the main phase is put into the soul, it gets the ability that your entire front row receives +1, and this effect stacks. So, for reference, say you're on your first stride turn, okay? You're on your first stride turn, and you soul charge. You know, you're putting in assassins. You're doing, Hysteric Shirley. You're doing Executioner's effect. You're doing Librarian's effect. You're doing the Dimension Creeper's effect. Say you soul charge like 10 times. Your entire front row continuously will receive +10. So there's a play you can do called the OTK Demigouge, which is what I tried to opt for on a lot of my games. Is you shove all 4 of these into your soul charge like 1,000,000 times, then do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attacks, all of them 30k plus. So in early game, because your opponent doesn't have enough to guard, they most likely will die. And that happened a lot this weekend. Good card is good. Yeah. Good card is good. 1GB8. I didn't go into it at all this weekend, but in certain situations, the +13, +1 critical is pretty clutch, especially because we play stand triggers, and you do cheeky stuff like swing with this, Silent Tom with the crit, then get a stand trigger, restand it. But yeah, I honestly didn't play it at all this weekend. 4 of the linchpin of the deck, Bladewing Tybalt. This thing is sorry, freaking busted. Language. I gotta beat myself out. Effect. All your entire drop zone goes back to the deck, so you're right alone. Like, because you're recklessly soul charging, you don't have to be afraid of decking out because of him when you're soul blasting a lot. And then his effect is if you have less than 15, you soul charge 5. So it helps build for Sullivan. And then its other effect is if you have 15 or more, all of your rear guards in the front row get +10k shield. So on a push turn, if they survive the Demigouge, you can just do this and you have 21k rear guards. 21 plus rear guards. Busted card. 2 Bladewing, Bladewing? It's a mouse. It's a mouse with blades. Effect, Darkness, can boss 1. Choose 2 cards in your hand, put them into soul. Take all grade 0s on the field, all grade 0s in the soul, put it back to deck. And choose 2 units, get +5, and then at the end of the battle, he gets to restand and -1 drive. So it's a restanding Vanguard for Dark Irregulars. And again, you're not afraid of decking out because this card also helps you put all your stuff back in the skull. Broken card is broken. You do. No, I don't cheat. I just put cards back. I soul charge a lot, say a prayer, and then put everything back. And then what I consider to be a very clutch card, 2 Ghillie Rays. Effect is gets on 15 or more. It gets 15 or more is only the guard restriction. Everything else about it is regular about it. He gets the +10k power, and the critical is 2 or more face up in G zone. But mainly how you play the Ghillie Ray turn is on certain matchups. So say you're going against something that grabs a lot of PGs in your hand, you make sure you're at 16 or 17. You're on Ghillie Ray. And if they have a lot of PGs in hand, and you have an assassin in the soul, you swing in boosting with assassin, and that's a 56k column, which is in a lot of with an additional critical, which in a lot of cases is hard to guard. So if they're at a 4 damage scenario, it's either take it and die, or pitch a lot of cards in your hand to survive. All right, G Guardians. 2 Vincent from Fighters Collection. Effects, soul charge 1, and for every 5 in your soul, it gets flip a G Guardian face up, and it gets +5 for every 5 in your soul. So not only does itself get ridiculously big, but if you're on Sullivan, it gets even larger. So awesome, yeah. And then if you G Guard with the Vincent heal trigger, it goes into soul. So again, you're helping build soul on your turn, just in case if they're like trying to be cheeky and multi-attack you 1,000,000 times. 2 Agrat Bot Malat. Sorry, 1 Agrat Bot Malat. I like saying Agrat Bot Malat. Agrat Bot Malat. Okay, effect, soul charge 2. Soul Charge 2, if you have 6 or more, it gets +5 shield. Good because if people are trying to Sullivan you, it's a free +10 shield, plus an additional 5k shield on the Sullivan turn. So you have it's just an extra resources to guard with. One of the new G Guardian, rare, Sapnak, ability is Counterblast 1 when he's placed on Guardian Circle. If the number of cards in my soul is 10. Yes, awesome. I remember cards. 10, it gets 5k shield, and then its other effect is if the number of, and then you choose one of your vanguards and it gets +5k power. You only use it when the opponent's vanguard is swinging in. It's the only time you can use this effect. But the reason why it's good is if you're going against a deck that attacks multiple times with like 11 small numbers, like 11k here, 11k there, and lots of weaning attacks, you use him, you get 5k to your vanguard, and you instantly stop all of their attacks. Very situational, but good card. And then finally, we play one Saint Germain. Mainly because he's a free 10k shield. Excuse me, sorry. But also, if you randomly go against Deep Police, all your Guardians get resist. So if they try to Daikaiser you, you're just like, oh look, all my Guardians have resist. You can't touch them. Cute.
Not fair.
And yeah, that's the deck. Overall, with this deck, I went X and 1 day 1. I lost to the Shadow player that took second. Yeah, and then, I forgot his name. Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. And then day 2, I only lost once to the Bladewing mirror match.
So how's the mirror match?
Very grindy. Very grindy. I'm going to be honest, guys. In the mirror match, if you ever have to go against the mirror match, Shaharit is your best friend.
Explain.
A lot of, in the Bladewing mirror match, you conserve a lot of your... Bladewings in general conserve a lot of their grade 0s. So if you're going against another Bladewing deck, which also conserves all their 0s, if you say they can't guard with 0s, and they still have the Soul Blast, they have to use their grade 2s and their grade 1s, which is harder because if they're not set up correctly, then they can't stride the following turn, so they can't recover. And then if you get a stand trigger, it makes it even worse. Yeah.
How's the word match?
Very hard. It's one of your hardest matchups. It's super grindy. They also put cards back in deck. It's who literally whatever game mechanics comes their way first. Yeah.
And besides that, how is against Zodiacs and the new Blasters?
Blasters, it's actually surprisingly in your favor because you can guard a majority of their attacks. Their scariest turn, they can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks maximum, and that's if they have all 3 Flogels on board. But a majority of their time, they're only going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 attacks on average. Which, if you build your soul correctly, you have enough to guard.
Okay.
And then Zodiac Time Beast, again, similar concept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. 6 attacks on average, so you just build up your soul to help mitigate all that.
So, besides that, how was your overall experience at Albany?
Awesome. Very good, very grindy. If I could make a recommendation to players, is if you're going in with this deck, play fast, especially if you're in the mirror match, because time will be called, and you will have a sad time.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to let your fans know about your top 8 experience?
My top 8.
You have fans, John.
I don't have fans.
A lot of people recognize you at Albany.
Yeah.
Yes, our fans are...
I will say this. I am very happy. I'm very thankful that I made top 8. I was really trying to make top 8 this year, and I'm really happy that I did. That's why I said you're fucked. I said I was going to try, and I did, so I'm happy about that. Very happy with my teammates for being supportive with me. Special thanks to Sam, Dan, Henry, Dave, everyone from Team Gradelock and the Fan Bam. Even Alphonsus, even though he's not here.
Except Ian, it's for Ian.
John, everyone who was supporting me. So. But yeah, and then honestly, thank you to everyone who at the event that said hi to us. Super appreciative of that.
I hope he doesn't edit that part.
And honestly, special shout out to Chris. He's for reference, he's the guy that took 3rd with also Bladewings. He gave me a few pointers with the Bladewings, and it really, in my top 8 match with him, it really opened up my eyes as to how to play Bladewings in a more different manner. So, yeah.
All right then. Well, this was the top 8 deck profile of Mama John, aka I'm gonna win first place next time.
Yeah, right.
We believe in you, John.
I'll believe one of you guys makes top 8 next time, not me.
Alright, guys. You guys already know it's Team Gradelock. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. And remember, the critical trigger will forever be your favorite. Later, YouTube.
Bye, everyone.